Lied to feminist women talking about how wonderful their life is because they don't have a husband, they don't have children. So they're showing, oh, today I slept in, I went to the spa, I went to Belize. They just talk about how nice their life is because they don't have the inconvenience of a husband and children. And these are young women who have been perpetually lied to.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mommy aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing independent and college educated women. Now this video is inspired by some videos that I saw of a pastor who was calling out independent women, financially independent women, college educated women who are child free and have no husband.
Lied to feminist women talking about how wonderful their life is because they don't have a husband, they don't have children. So they're showing, oh, today I slept in, I went to the spa, I went to Belize. They just talk about how nice their life is because they don't have the inconvenience of a husband and children. And these are young women who have been perpetually lied to. And I'm just telling you, if they do a follow-up at 50, they're not going to be happy. They're going to be working late. They're going to be lonely. They're going to have 7 cats and a couple of STDs. And then at Christmas, they're going to be all alone, very sad. And what they're not going to post is, I'm with. What we've done in our day, we have told women, be independent, rack up your college debt. Don't look for any future relationship. Don't aspire to motherhood. Be pro-death and not pro-life. Get so buried in college and racking up so much debt and then climbing the corporate ladder and just celebrating on social media that you don't have any husband or children to worry about. And then you hit your 30s and your biological clock kicks in and all of a sudden you're having a panic attack. And I'm just telling you men that if you take all of that God-given energy and that passion and you direct it toward the things of God, you're going to have a great family and a great future, and God's going to pour out a lot of blessing on you. And the problem in our culture is we're just telling women, have sex with men. It's like, no, sex is for marriage, and marriage is for men. And what we're doing is we're just handing men fee rather than handing them covenant marriage.
Now, the name of this pastor is Pastor Mark. He has quite a lot of videos, I think clips from his preaching on the pulpit and also from some podcasts that he attends and he has. Now, in the video, he was talking about the fact that some women are financially independent, they are educated. He says they've gone into debt to get college education, and they're child free and they're single and they're showing how they are living their life without having a husband, without having children. And I think he feels that that is the wrong kind of way for women to live. There was a particular video where he tried to make a correlation between men having access to corn and women being independent. That I did not understand. Maybe I did not get what he was trying to say in that particular video. But anyway, some of these videos have caused people to have things to say about what he's saying. So let's check them out and then I'll come back to share my thoughts.
Lonely, they're going to have 7 cats and a couple of STDs.
By now you're all aware of the loneliness epidemic that's going on with single men. And what I find really interesting is the amount of men that are coming to their aid. And rather than trying to encourage these men to be better catches, to encourage these men to be better partners, they'd rather try to guilt trip and shame women for not choosing them. Whether it's Tyler Perry saying, even if all he could do is pay the light bill, if he loves you, take him. And now you have this pastor. A pastor sounds like he's listening to these manosphere podcasts. Even the pastor is saying that you're going to die alone. Even the pastor is saying that you might as well get you some cats. You didn't get that out of a Bible, pastor, but you did get it from a podcast. Why not tell these men to be better? Why not tell them to be more emotionally intelligent and to help out around the house and to be caring and thoughtful and loving and to not think that everything revolves around them? As soon as women start decentering men, you start seeing men from the pulpit to the parking lot, sliding down the wall, throwing up and crying and all of that. It's like, they'll do anything but change. They'll do anything but improve. They'll do anything but be a better mate. So now you have this pastor trying to guilt trip and shame women for not choosing these men. There's a reason why they're not getting picked. You tell women to pick better, and when we're not picking you, you get mad about it. It's because you're not better. Telling a woman that she'll be better off with just any of these men than being alone? There are worse things than being single. There are worse things than being alone. But here they are, from the pulpit, pushing on you, you know what? You better get somebody because you're getting older. So is he. And if he's worried about being older and being alone, then he better step it up.
These podcast bros are so selfless. Don't get me wrong, I have so many great traits. Like, I will never nag him if he leaves a mess, like if he leaves hair on the floor, fingernail clippings around, bleeds all over the sink. In fact, I will never, ever nag him about anything. If he does something that I don't like, if he does something that disrespects me, I wouldn't do anything. Because I love him. I love him. I mean, isn't that the point of my life? To be devoted to a man. To love a man. I mean, gosh, if I think back to the past 4 years when I didn't date anybody or talk to a guy, I mean, my life was just so empty. I had all this free time to develop a career that's like my dream career. I was able to take risks that I couldn't take if I had kids or a significant other, because that would have been selfish. Can you imagine the heartbreak that during the holidays I had to hang around my family of origin, had to hang around my nieces and nephews? I mean, horrible to be around cute babies and toddlers. I mean, the fact that I got richer, happier, more peaceful in the past 4 years since I stopped dating, since I stopped talking to a guy, that is sheer coincidence. My life is so wretched because I don't have a man. I admit it now. So if you are interested in saving me from my spinsterdom, then please send me a DM. Put in the comments even. Tell me your name, your birthday, your birth time. Make sure you look at your birth certificate for your birth time.
Be all alone, very sad, and what they're not going to post is, I'm winning.
You know, I find it really amazing that men say these things about women, and women are going to check in at 50 and they're going to be so upset and they're going to be alone with their 7 cats and blah, 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 blah. But they don't say these things about men. They're not concerned that men are going to be 50 and alone and single and miserable with their 7 cats. It's perfectly fine if men are single at 50 because their only purpose in life apparently is not to have kids. They have so many other things that could bring meaning to their life. So if they're single at 50, that's fine because they could have other fulfilling things out there. But of course, as women, our only purpose in life is to have kids and have a family. So if we don't do that, we will be utterly devastated at 50. We could obviously have no other purpose in life or other fulfilling things like having a career. We couldn't possibly have friends outside of children that could bring meaning to us, who could, I mean, I don't celebrate Christmas, but who could be around on Christmas to have fun with and bring meaning to our lives. Like, come on, man. Really? And also, I won't be working late because I'm a successful businesswoman who has managed to build up a successful group practice, and I have employees who help supplement my income so that I only work 3.5 days a week. So definitely won't be working late when I'm 50. My goal is to, in fact, work less.
And then at Christmas, they're going to be all alone, very sad, and what they're not going to post is, I'm winning.
Mark Driscoll, I am not a praying girl, but if I was, I would pray to something out there that I would have the fortitude and the strength to get through this video without telling you what I actually think because it is not community guidelines friendly. I might go to jail for what I think about you, happily. First and foremost, it is about fucking time for men to stop telling women how to live their life. It's time to not one more pastor, one more prophet, one more bishop, one more teacher, one more dad, grandpa, uncle, husband, boyfriend tells one more girl how to be a girl. Oh, hell no. Here we go. I lived my whole entire life as a biblical woman. Was married at age 20. Popped out 4 beautiful babies for the Lord. Gave up college, gave up a career, gave up everything. And I was miserable. But I didn't let that misery stop me. I gave that misery to Jesus. Told him, I am here to be a vessel in your hands. Begged him to help me find the joy in my life with the huge house and all the kids and the dinners to cook. The hours of isolation, the strain and stress of being a wife to my husband, who himself was dying under the stress of maintaining all of the finances, is a sole provider for our huge biblical family. Here's my 50-year check-in. After 24 years of biblical womanhood, I was left with 5 STDs from my lying, cheating, piece of shit husband who was banging teenage prostitutes, while also serving in the church full-time. And it wasn't until I stepped away from that biblical lifestyle and reclaimed me that I could finally fucking breathe. That this girl would find her voice, find her passion, find some peace. by carving her own damn path in the world. At 50, I am happier than ever because I have finally claimed my own life, which sometimes includes working late, sleeping late, eating an ice cream sundae in bed at 2 in the morning. I didn't opt for cats myself, although I don't understand why it's a problem for anybody to have a cat. What the fuck is that statement? I instead decided on sexy ass Kevin, who took me hiking over Christmas last year with no kids, no nobody, just me and this sexy man while all the kids were off at the ex's houses, and it was bliss. My biggest regret in life is that I ever gave up everything that I was, everything that I ever could be, everything that I'd ever dreamt of, to be the woman that I thought God in the Bible said that I was supposed to be. And while I love my children, I wish that I had never been a mom, wish that I had never been a wife. Those things are for some people, they weren't for me.
Do you want to raise your daughters to be grown, independent women? No.
He hit me with it.
Unless you want her to be single or divorced.
Strong, independent women are more likely to be single or divorced for the simple reason that they choose to get married when they want to, not because they need to. Women who are educated and employed can choose to do what makes them feel happy and fulfilled. And women have always worked, but there are far more options available to them now than there were in the past. And they can also open a bank account, get a credit card, a mortgage without requiring a man to co-sign. And so increasingly, women who get married are doing so because they choose to, because they want to, not because they absolutely need to or they'll be out on the street. That is a net good for the institution of marriage.
She's supposed to be a helper, and she's supposed to be one with her husband.
This is pure ideology. It is not essential or necessary, and it is a claim with no basis in our biology or sociology.
It says in the Bible.
Oh, wait. I guess this shouldn't have been a hit me with it. All right, let's see it.
That a son takes a wife.
To my understanding, that is an accurate translation and interpretation of the text, yes.
My goal with my daughters was to make them strong, but not independent. What's the difference? An independent woman is not fit to be a wife.
Why? Because an independent woman can't easily be trapped in a marriage that she doesn't want to be in anymore. He effectively just admitted to raising his daughters so that they can't leave a loveless or abusive marriage, certainly not without his help. You, sir, are not fit to be giving either marriage or parenting advice.
Now, personally, I am someone that is not comfortable with church leaders trying to berate women for getting an education, for being financially independent, for having their own coin. I think it's not really right, and I don't know, maybe because I've not read the whole Bible, but I don't think that being financially independent is a bad thing based on the Bible. I don't think that the Bible has ever said a woman should have their own coin. I think it's really unfair for some church leaders to try and attack women for getting an education, for having their own coin, for being financially independent of anybody or a guy. I think the fact that some women are now choosing to be single, not get into a marriage, that not be traditional wives like they expected from the women in previous decades. It's causing a lot of issues for some people who feel like women are supposed to be in this kind of particular way, and now they are deviating from it. So any issue that the society is having is because they deviated from being traditional wives, they deviated from being in marriages and the rest. But I don't think that women are supposed to be blamed for the way they are living their lives right now. It is, in my own opinion, is a result of what some women have seen from their grandmothers, from their mothers. They saw how their mothers were abused. They saw how their grandmothers were abused because they were not educated and they could not get jobs that would make them financially free. So they had to endure a lot of insult, a lot of abusive behavior from their grandfathers, fathers, and some women are deciding they don't want to be in that situation, and that's not a life that they want to live. And they are okay being on their own. They're okay earning their coins. They are okay working while being mothers. And it's not appealing to some people. They feel like that's a deviation from what a woman is supposed to do. And I don't think that the church is supposed to be part of the people that would be attacking the women that made that decision. I feel like instead of attacking them, there's a real way that we tackle what caused women to take that decision. Now, one of the cause, like I said, is from how they saw their mothers being treated. So in a way, the way some women are deciding to live their life is as a result of the way men have lived their lives. So instead of attacking the women who have decided to save themselves from mental stress, save themselves from physical abuse or domestic abuse, I think there should be more teaching on how some men, can be better husbands, can be better fathers. Because at the end of the day, if you find out what the root cause of women deciding that they want to be independent, they want to live their life without a husband, without children, you will see it's mostly because they don't want a case where they are going to end up like their mothers or grandmothers. Because when some women look at some other women who decided to have children, who decided to have a husband, and look at how they are living, it can make them just say, no, I made a right decision not to get married, not to have kids. Because now I have a video where I talked about a woman who lost 2 kids out of her 4 kids due to hypothermia because she was homeless. Now she called the deadbeat father previously to come and get these kids, to let them stay with him, that she's homeless and she's trying to get accommodation. Now while she's still struggling to get accommodation, he should come and get the kids. This guy refused and said he was at the gym, he had work, this and the rest, and 2 of their children eventually died. And then someone that doesn't have kids or is still contemplating whether she should get married and have kids sees that it's enough to make that person say pause. So I feel like instead of berating women for the choices that they have decided to make as a result of things they've seen, instead of guilt tripping them, instead of shaming them, instead of trying to manipulate them to what they don't want to do, I think the church leaders and even other people in the church need to go down to the basis. And the basis is that the men are not taking up their responsibility. The man is the head of the home, but a lot of men are missing from the home. So that is the core reason why, in my own opinion, why women have decided enough is enough. I cannot make sacrifices like this. And meanwhile, a man that's supposed to be part of the home building, part of child raising and everything is missing, and nobody will tell the man to go back. Nobody is guilt tripping him, nobody is shaming him, nobody is berating him. Men are expected to not be around, and then the women are expected to take everything, and when they decide not to take everything as if they are not even doing, you are guilt tripping them, you are shaming them, you are berating them, you are making them look like they are aliens for deciding to put themselves first. It's in my own opinion, is not right. Like I said, the main cause of the issue are the men not acting in the right position that they are supposed to act. So instead of berating the women, I think we need to talk and teach men to be men, good husbands, good fathers, good men. Anyway, that's my own opinion about this topic. I don't know what you guys think about what we discussed. Do you think that it is right to shame women for being child-free? Do you think that it's right to shame women, to guilt trip women for getting an education, for being financially independent? I would love to hear what you think about this topic. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with what I said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.